Yes, so welcome back to another episode of Dennis Bank Trades. So today we are going to learn how to master your trade entry signals without use of any indicators, just pure price action. So actually now we are seeing an impulsive move. Many of the people that are new in the market would actually just want to trade impulsively, but would have to wait out and see how price is actually handling it. Yeah, so after seeing this impulsive run to the upside, we would actually wait and see what this market is usually doing. So we would wait it for to play a little bit and see how it's actually moving. So now when we get the second touch, we would actually know that we have started now forming a resistance. Yes, as you can clearly see, the price formed that resistance there. So now we've also gotten another reaction here. Yes, as you can see. So this would be a support. So would actually just be waiting on price to see how it usually goes, because the anticipation would be that price is actually moving up according to the trend, but here we trade what we see. So we are seeing that this price is actually ranging in between our support and resistance. So what has happened here is that we've gotten this sweep here, but we are not seeing any momentum. So we've gotten that sweep of liquidity, but we are not seeing any relevant momentum. So we would actually wait for a break and a retest. But let's see. So price starts falling down, as we can see clearly here. So as price is actually moving, it has now shifted bearish, as you can see, as you can technically see. So we have our support. So we'd wait to see, does price actually close below the support or does it just react? So price just reacts, as you can see. So we wait patiently. So now price breaks. So for someone who is actually trading smart money, this is a signal that yes, price is actually becoming bearish. So price also reacts again. So this makes our support very strong. So now price is actually trying to break this low. So for someone who is a smart money trader, this would be a good trade to sell. This would be a good zone to sell because the order flow is bearish. It's now moving on well. But we are not smart money traders. We trade what we actually see in the market. So as a smart money trader, they would be comfortable trading here. And then we also have those impulsive breakout traders. They wait for the candle close, and most probably their stop loss would be here. And then for someone who is trading smart money, they would put a limit here. So their stop losses would be above this candle, above this high, as you can actually see. So as a trader who has been trading for a while in the market, I have started realizing, which you also have to take in mind, that you have to see, now I'm taking this trade, who are they invalidating? If you can't see the liquidity, you are the liquidity. So actually here the breakout trader would be happy here, want to take their profit up to this next levels. So they would want to take it to the next demand, as you can clearly see. So we'll take this demand of the swing low because that's the most relevant point. So yes, so most of these traders would be happy to take this trade. So let's see how that plays out. So this breakout trader would be at the moment in profit, as this person who is trading SMC, they are actually waiting for a retest. So this is the iron of the market and how the market actually moves. So as for us, we are patiently waiting for a retest. So we wait. So now this one is in drawdown, they are in drawdown. And then what usually happens is that they would take them out in losses. So for us, we are still waiting. Patience is a big game in the market. So we are still waiting. Price has finally come. It's now retesting our support. And then what do we have here? So we have an engulfing pattern. So this is all you would need. You can see an engulfing pattern. You can see big momentum. One candle is covering almost 5 candles. So all those signs are actually good signs. So we can actually just put our stop below, and then would actually target our significant support at the moment. So risk management would have to risk 1% and then gain a 3%. Yeah, so yeah, I would set our position and see how actually price would move. So our first roadblock would be this. We would actually see how is price reacting around here. Does it break? Does it? So let's go. So price is moving, it retraces, and then it breaks here. So we wouldn't actually worry about this. So price starts to retrace. So here, most people would even be break even. And that would be a valid thing, because in this game, it's all about protecting our capital. So we would go break even. So actually price breaks. So this is the second break of structure. But remember, our target is here and we are break and retest traders. So this would be a good point for us to see that, okay, yes, price is actually moving. So this would be our support. So as actually price breaks through, our support would become resistance, as you can see. So yeah, we would wait for our retest in order to avoid being stopped out. So you can actually see that price is actually respecting our resistance. It's not closing above. So if it had closed above, we would actually not take another trade. So we'd actually wait for any candle, maybe an inside bar, maybe an engulfing below here, anything to help us actually trade. So let's see. So actually we have gotten an inside bar. So an inside bar hasn't taken out the high of this candle, meaning in the lower time frame, this is a bearish signal to sell. So here we would add another position. So you have to make sure that every winning trade, you make the most out of it. So you wait for candle closure and then just hold your trade. So here I would add, and I would aim for a 1 to 2.7. So this is how you would actually make money off your one move. You have to make sure you make the most. So we'll take it, and then for this second entry, we usually have to hold for a while because we have already secured the first entry. Sometimes price can consolidate, sometimes it can go. So for this would be a risk entry. I would hold my position until I reach TP. So for some people here, due to emotions, they might close out. Yes, we just trust the process and hold our trade. We would actually just hold our position with no fear. Yes, price would test you out, but in the end, you just hold your trade, because this is our zone, this is our target. Yes, so just hold the positions as possible. And yeah, we would earn our 6.5. So just following the trend, being patient on the breakout. Yeah, and that's all you would actually need to catch this nice setup. Yeah, so we meet in the next example. Yes, so this is the second example in Newsline JPY. So actually here, so the market was actually moving, and then for people that are actually trading smart money concepts, this would be a change of character, as you can clearly see the market, and they would actually have their supply zone. Yes, they would have their supply zone, and they would have their stop loss there, whereby they are targeting down. So to understand this strategy better, we have to understand how other traders would take, and we would need them for our liquidity. So this is what would actually be the long-term goal of an SMC trader. So as for us, we're actually just waiting to see how price is actually moving. So price is actually kind of consolidating, and then would honestly would be interested in this support, but would be interested in this support, as you can actually see. So we are actually seeing how our price is actually moving. Yes, so we would actually have this support being taken out, as you can see, and then we would have our expectation. Yes, so with this, we would actually know that yes, there's a breakout, and then price is actually coming to retest. So with that in mind, we would honestly wait, and then our signal would be that we need a strong impulsive momentum down. So basically, we would also have our breakout traders. They would also be active in this, aiming for this support down. So for us, we would be patient. We would wait for the retest. If price actually happens to go in line with all of them, it's okay. Everyone can make money, but for us, we stick to our rules. So now, yes, we've had the retest, but then we are looking for large momentum down. So as you can see, when you compare this to that, you can see that it's a small candle, so we can't risk our money on that. So we also get this. So this breakout trader would be taken out. Yeah, so he would be taken out at this point. But then, yes, we would get this candle. But when you look at it in comparison to this, it's barely engulfing this, because if you look at high momentum candles, so we wouldn't actually take this. It even failed to close below this zone. It didn't even engulf. It failed to engulf this candle. So we'd wait on a little bit more and see how this candle would play out. So we are now doing the waiting. So this would be a fake out. It's very important that you can actually see that. So yes, we are waiting, and then eventually price would take this out. So we had an SMC trader with a change of character. So if they had their stops above, they would be taken out. But this, for this case, is still in. So for us, we don't care. We just wait. So this trader will also be taken out. So the market has finished taking out all the traders. So we are seeing the trend, we are seeing the consolidation. We are actually navigating by trading what we actually see. So we are having here a support, a resistance turning into a support, as you can actually see. So what would wait for our retest as usual. See how is actually this market doing the retest. Yeah, so as you can see, this failed to even close above. We are not seeing that high momentum, but it's also forming a pattern, as you can actually see here. So when you actually see that, we are seeing it's reacting. So it's like it's forming its own resistance. So we are actually trying here as much as possible to see, does price break out? So it broke out all this resistance to turn into support. So for this, we would also wait and see how this price is actually moving. So for someone who is actually doing candle patterns, you would see that this is a candle pattern that most traders would trade, which is a rising star, as some people would call it. So some people would actually take this buy here. So, but you notice that we actually have no targets here. You get. So for this case, we'll see how to navigate around this. Just hold on. So yes, we've gotten this breakout. We would wait for a retest. Yes, an actual retest on the market. So we would be patient. You see here, price missed by a whisker. So we would wait. Yes, here we are getting it. And we get an inside bar. So this would be our entry for this. So we would be obliged to maybe keep our stop below here, but then we realize that we don't have any TP, but we can clearly see that this price has been moving in an uptrend, as you can clearly see. So what we would do, we would use a fib extension tool so that we get our TP. So we move it from the swing low to the entry, and then we'd have to put our number one to the entry. Then we pull it back to where we had our first swing low. So on this, you can actually target. This is what we use to extend our targets. So basically, we wouldn't be greedy. We'd target the 2.618. Yeah, so these are the settings for this. We are using default settings for this. You can actually pause the video. Yeah, and also you can use this moment to subscribe to our channel so that we grow our journey together. So you can actually even use one color so that it helps you out. Yeah, as you can clearly see. So we'll target the 2.618. Yes. So after knowing that, we know our potential target. So someone here would hold for a 1 to 8. And also here would also aim for a 1 to 3. So basically, that would be the trade idea. So someone who entered here using the candle pattern on this support would also enter, but for us, we will enter here. We would risk our 1% to aim for a nice 3.7%. So yeah, this is market execution. My bad. So this, we always enter on a market execution. Yes. So we are now in. So we'd start trading. So now price is actually moving in our direction. So for someone who entered earlier, here at least you would have your break evens. But for us, it's still a long journey. We need at least a retracement and a break of structure, as you can clearly see. But then as a trader, as a price action trader, you always have to take keen note of what is actually happening in your environment. Remember, we trade what we are seeing. So we have seen here we had a resistance that turned into a support, right? So here price is coming, but we haven't had anything solid, right? But then we can clearly see an engulfing pattern, because when you look through all of this, you don't see any valuable pattern. So as a price action trader, we can actually take along this trade. So our stop loss would be just below the resistance, and would still target our 2.618 of the fib extension level. So you don't have to fear, you just have to actually trade, because most of the trades would actually enter and hold our stop loss. But when the trade is trending, we have to actually take the trade. So if we tag in another position here, it would be wise for us to go break even. So then now we hold and actually see how this is actually moving. Yeah, so we can actually see that the price is actually moving high. Yeah, so for this entry here, would now go break even at this point. So we still have our same TP, and then still when you actually look at this, price also created another entry here. This is an inside formation. So you would actually take all of this still to our TP, and then when you enter this position and enter this new position, you would actually go break even. So this is how you would actually make a crazy ton of money, by just trading pure price action, no indicators, no what. So here you would actually hit your TP. So this is how to trade the pure price action like a pro. So yeah, let's meet in another video. You can like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Let's grow this path to profitability together. This is your boy Dennis Bank. Stay blessed.